Be Gorilla.
Well, when he answers that phone and she's back, it just, oh, stand by.
It's the Doc and Rock podcast. Welcome. So glad you join us. Rock and I are here at the Rosenbaum Building downtown. A wild weekend. High school football especially was crazy. And Rock, we have a lot to talk about. We want to thank our sponsors, of course, the Beverage Depot on Park Street, Western Maryland Scenic Railroad, and the Gun Shop in Ridgely. And you have a trivia question for us.
I'll tell you what, I outdid myself, I think. How many NFL teams have bird mascots, birds for mascots, and who are they?
Well, there you go. That's a good one.
Well, thank you.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right. So we know one bird team had a fun day in Florida yesterday, and another bird team did not do so well in the Midwest at all.
That's right. That's right.
All right. Let's talk about high school football. I had the privilege of doing Albert Gallatin over Allegheny 63-56, and we call it a privilege because another contest. We've never seen it before. With between us, we have over a century watching football or playing it. Never saw anything like Friday.
Nothing like that. What an opening with the kick in a row. Right away, Allegheny's down 21-0. I think maybe 2 minutes had gone off.
Yeah,
the clock
2 minutes.
With that. And they tried desperately and gallantly to get out of that hole, but yeah. Gallup can really move the football, and that young man T. Yesman, we haven't seen much like that, and that's in the stadium. Just shy of 300 yards rushing. They couldn't tackle him, and it's not that they weren't trying. And we commented, Jim, they were going down low trying to hit, and he was just running over people.
He had 7 touchdowns.
He did.
It was insane. Allegheny tied it at 21. They tied it at 20. Then the second half, Gallatin just had these long drives of 6 minutes, 7 minutes, and campers couldn't stop him. While Dylan Blank kept flinging it, he had 4 touchdown passes.
Yeah, he was terrific, and is just more. We're all, what, 50? Have a good.
Yeah, and as somebody said, Allegheny and Fort Hill combined for 86 points, and they both lost. But before we move on to Fort Hill, I want to go back to Allegheny. This Friday, they are playing a school called Maret, M-A-R-E-T. It's not Merritt, it's Maret. And it's a private school in Northwest Tennessee, new to the schedule, placing St. James on the schedule.
52.
Well, you get an independent private school, grades K to 12.
They're the Frogs.
Founded,
not the Horned Frogs.
No, just Frogs. Founded in 1911, and the game will be played in Chevy Chase, and Maret has never played a game at this new field.
Oh, well, Chevy Chase, that won't be too bad for you. Well, the best position.
It's park-like. I said to Garrett today, I said, he grew up at Mapleside Playground, so we might as well go to Mapleside and have that.
Swings and people walking their dogs. We've seen that before.
No press box.
Here.
Yeah, so the weather will be the key to that. We went through that last year. So looking forward to the game. The lady, the athletic director, Monique Lodell, very nice. So that's what Allegheny's doing Friday. All right, let's talk about Fort Hill. They had the lead on Holiday, but could not stave them off, and Hollidaysburg won 35-30.
Yeah, it certainly doesn't get any easier from the frying pan into the fire as they take on Bridgeport this weekend over in Bridgeport. Talk about a team that racks up a lot of points. I talked to Coach Whiteman, on Facebook, that. And he said last year he would have given Fort Hill no chance against Bridgeport. This year, he thinks it really will be a much more competitive game. Hollingsburg's for real, undefeated, great atmosphere to play in if you're a student over there, a student athlete, and Fort Hill not be able to shut them down when they had to is very surprising once again.
Yeah, they ran. Fort Hill is the defending state champ, as is Bridgeport. So quite a game coming up there Friday. Meanwhile, Mountain Ridge is at Frankfort. Speaking of defending state champions,
Homecoming, right?
Right, and Mountain Ridge, Spring 42-0. And so good for the Falcons. They just keep it rolling. I think it's 19 in a row now, Rock.
Yeah, they really have it going. They got kind of a Mountain Ridge and Frankfort both up and down in terms of Mountain Ridge in terms of their season, Frankfort in terms of last week, maybe a little bit, or this past Friday against Northern start. Glad to see Mountain Ridge victory because it was a tough loss for them against Allegheny. Of course, we them out. I expect that down the last years under Ryan Patterson and now Ethan Shipes. Homecoming over in Frankfort, they know how to do homecoming over there, Jim.
Yep. A pleasant surprise in the high school football. Tornado. They are 3-1,
Yeah.
and they've discovered a rushing attack, Rock, so they're doing a good job at Kaiser.
Yeah, I mean, they in the past they wanted to do a lot of more run, shoot, or run option, and I guess they've realized that can't be their strength. They're going to build off of that offensive line and the good running backs they have, and they are 3-1 now. So all over Hampshire, 44-16, Hampshire.
We never know. We
We
do not know. And by the way, the Times News poll now has Frankfort as the #1 football team.
Gotta
4
do it.
votes to 1 for Fort Hill.
Yeah.
And again, we want to thank our sponsors, the Beverage Depot on Park Street, the Gun Shop in Ridgely, and the Western Maryland Scenic Railroad. Girls soccer last week, Rock, and we've done more and more coverage of girls sports, volleyball and soccer. The Allegheny girls beat Mountain Ridge 2-0, a battle of unbeatens. Neither team had ever been scored upon. And we have a doubleheader coming up with the Allegheny girls and Fort Hill girls Thursday at 5 and the boys at 7. But it's great to see all that coverage. And the Northern volleyball team is obviously the #1 volleyball team near. We have volleyball tomorrow night, too.
Really well coached, Northern is. We've seen that. And I think, from what I understand, the crowds are increasing for soccer around here, which we're really happy to see. And the girls' sports around here, for a small area, I just think are terrific all in all, and in all the sports girls play. And boy, what a nice thing that is too.
You know, Rock, I think we mentioned this maybe on the Saturday morning quarterback, but we need young people to help the referees.
Yep.
Blake Powell, who just graduated from Allegheny High School, is a soccer ref. So if we could have more young people do that.
Yeah, get involved early and learn yourself a little bit of a trade in a way, something you can do for maybe not a lifetime, but for many years to come. Keep you fit, keep you interested, and keep you involved.
Absolutely. We should give some credit to Frost. Football team is 4-0. They beat West Virginia Wesleyan 9. Head coach Eric Wagner. And when you have a coach leave that went out to Southern Utah, Wagner's taken over, and he's kept the Bobcats going.
He really has. Boy, that was a huge win. I don't think we expected that much of a scoring. 55 points?
55-9.
His son plays for Allegheny, I'm told.
Yeah. So let's talk about the NFL.
The
Steelers
NFL
are 3-1. Everybody, it's just, they look terrible. Well, they're 3-1. Meanwhile, the Ravens are 1-3. They look bad against Kansas City. I thought the Ravens would win that. The Commanders 2-2, and they seem to be coming back down to earth a little bit this year. By the way, the Ravens were behind the Steelers 2 or 3 games in the standings last year and caught up by the end of the year. So a lot of football left to play, but that defense is giving up a lot for the Ravens.
Yeah, they are. And I wonder how. Have we heard a report on Lamar Jackson?
Well, we know it's a hamstring injury.
They can be tough, depending on the severity of it.
And their backup quarterback is a guy named Cooper Rush, who played for the Cowboys. he does not present the challenge that Lamar does. So
but when you can run like Jackson, boy, what an extra element that is.
all right,
Bills are still undefeated.
Ty Johnson's Bills still unbeaten.
Ty Johnson's Bill, he didn't get much. I don't know how much playing time he got yesterday, but did not get. I think he only had one carry, returned to kickoff, and I think they targeted him once or twice. But his team won. That's all that matters.
Exactly. All right. Well, this will likely be the last time we talk much about baseball, and we probably avoided it. But
Who are you going to talk about? The Yankees?
The three teams we follow, the Nationals, Orioles, and Pirates, all fired their managers way early in the season. All three ended up way under 500. The expectations for the Orioles, they didn't meet them. The Pirates games worse than last year, 71 and 91. We don't know what they're going to do with their general manager. We hope they do with their general manager.
I hope we down here managing a store or something on the mall. I mean, gosh, he is not a baseball man.
No, and Ron, the pitching is great. I think they can turn around if they get some hitting. But the guy that just drives me crazy and people don't talk about this enough, O'Neal Cruz. This guy last year batted .259, had 76 RBIs. He ended this year at 200 with just 61 RBIs and looked awful.
Terrible.
If nobody in the Pirate organization can get him straightened out, that's just a huge.
I think against left-handers, he ended up at something like 111. And you can't be a superstar no matter what you do against right-handed hitting. And I'm afraid he's a bust. I hope I'm wrong, but I think he's a bust.
Yeah, so at any rate, that's our locals. They're done before we get to October 1st. And at least the Pirates put up a good fight against the Reds, taking 2 out of 3. But the Mets didn't hold up their end of the bargain. They decided to go to Florida and lose 2 out of 3.
Yeah, that's great. Yes. Chase Mendel on $765 million.
Their budget this year was $340 million. They didn't even make the playoffs. And he said he went to the Mets because they have a better future than the Yankees. So, at any rate. All right.
3 teams in the American League East: Blue Jays, Yankees, and Red Sox.
And Yankees and Red Sox, as if we don't see enough of them, they're playing each other this week. All right, Rock, let's get back to that really
the NFL teams have birds for their mascots. I'll take the number.
All right. 8.
8?
That's my number.
What do you counting wrens and robins and?
It must be great.
Black crows.
Owls.
How about 5?
5.
Well, there was a Westminster Owls way back in the day.
Temple Owls.
Temple Owls.
All right, so we're down to 5. All right, we got the Cardinals, we have the Eagles.
Yep.
We have the Falcons.
Yep.
We have the Seahawks. And we need another, give me a clue. Ravens. Oh, for goodness sake.
Yeah. Well, we put you on the spot here. Yeah.
5, all right.
5, yep. And next week, in 2 weeks when I have it, I'm going to do animals. So for mascots, so you can go research that.
You have all that free time in Massachusetts. When the grandkids aren't playing, we can.
Oh, you ought to see the schedule. We're only there 4.5 days, and I think there's 9 soccer games cross country and 2 practices.
Well, okay, it sounds great. And we certainly want to thank our sponsors one more time. That helps us greet all of you every Monday. Western Maryland Scenic Railroad, the Beverage Depot on Park Street, the Gun Shop in Ridgely. And because Rock is going to see his grandsons, we're going to change our day next week. We're going to wait till Wednesday at 10:30. So 9 days from the next podcast. So hang tight. We'll be back then.
I know they'll miss us. I know they will. And you guys are on the air Friday night without me.
Yeah.
Good luck. Have a good trip.
Local sports, Tuesday we have high school volleyball. That'll be 6 o'clock on CBC. Thursday, a doubleheader of soccer on CBC, 5 and 7. And then high school football game day at 2:30 on the AM next Friday. Murray hosting Allegheny. It's Murray's homecoming. And then on the FM, we have Mountain Ridge at Frankfort. Then Saturday morning quarterback.
If people need directions to Murray, and where do you say that?
Chevy Chase.
Chevy Chase, they can talk to you?
Absolutely.
So just email the sports director.
We'll look forward to it. And many thanks to the Rosenbaum for hosting us. Fiona with us, Chris Myers, Chris very much for taking. So that's going to do it for Podcast. Have a great week.